What if the city isn't a place to live, but a prison? Hi, it's Dima, and today I would like to share my story about cities, from love to hate. When I was 12 years old, one of my greatest nightmares was if my parents would take me to the village to spend like summer or month, because my mother started to love to live outside the city. And I hated it. The nature, the calmness, the birds, everything. I hated this because in the city I had computer games, I had friends, and I had life. And in the countryside I had nothing. So I hated it. And I saved up money for the dark days. If I knew that if my parents would take me to the village, I would escape, take a bus and drive back to the city and live a normal life. And I really thought that city is like a place to live, and countryside, villages is like for crazy people. And it was time to realize in 2020, when the COVID came, I moved to village with my family. That time I had 2 children, wife, and I thought that it's like the worst thing that could happen to me is to move to countryside. It's like worst of the worst. But I thought, well, it's better than to be in an apartment in the city, like in prison, when you cannot move to walk in the park, etc. And after about 6 months of living in a countryside, I realized it's peaceful, it's nice, kids can play outside safely, and there's no one to hurt them. And it's actually safer, people are nicer, more friendly, and it's actually cool. And so, after going back to the city, I realized I don't want to live in a city. Never, because it's too stressful. It is like a prison, everybody always in a hurry. Because even me, when I was living in a city, there was a time I was walking down the street and there was like police around, and somebody killed somebody, and there was a body on the ground. And because I was lost in my thoughts and what I should do, I didn't notice it, and I almost stepped on the dead body. And police stopped me and asking me, what the hell are you doing? And I just said sorry and did my way. So I was so asleep that is crazy. And I just wonder, what if the city is designed to just keep you asleep? All this nightlife, all these clubs, all the noise, the cars. Because just think about, was there a day in your life when you never was sold anything, like you didn't buy? Just think about it, that it's hard in the city to have kids. Apartment is not designed for children, because children like to play, they like to, destroy stuff. But how they are able to do it in this apartment that is like prison? Nature is freedom. But I didn't realize it until I was forced to move in a countryside. And then I figured out that actually nature is beautiful. But I thought this probably, when I was 3 years old, I was 4 years old. My parents was traveling to Crimea. And it was a beautiful part of Ukraine at the time. It's something like Spain, with sea and mountains, palm trees. It's like very beautiful countryside. And I don't remember anything from my childhood, but every year when my parents were traveling to the countryside, I still can recall these memories. And I remember we were sleeping in a tent, swimming in the sea, and it was beautiful. And when I would go back to the city, live with my parents in the city, I don't remember anything what was happening. But the next year they would go again to the premiere to like live in a tent, swim in the sea, and like have holidays. And I can still recall it. But when I don't remember what was happening between, like, you know, between these events. And why? Probably because it's not life when you live in a city. It's like, I mean, it's something so unimportant that my brain cannot even remember it. And I just wonder, do you have similar experience? Like you traveled somewhere and you have vivid memories, you can recall it, but the days that you lived your normal life inside a city is just, they're just lost and you don't even remember it. Just comment below, because I wonder, am I the only one feeling this way, or there are others maybe like you? And so my point is this: maybe you should go outside and experience nature more, to realize that there is more to life than just constant distraction. City is like infinite TikTok scroll, like these stores, you buy one thing, another, you buy one car, then you want a bigger car, more expensive car, then you want one apartment, 2-bedroom apartment, 5-bedroom, then penthouse, and it's never ends, you know. It's constant. Like you're going somewhere, but if you just look around, you might realize that maybe it's not something that you want. And so, if you on a spiritual journey of awakening, I invite you to join me and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.